Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and welcome back to the series wherein we discuss with you the important headlines of the day. We'll start this video by sharing an article that came out in BOF today which talks about the importance of art to fashion. In fact, it is titled Why Fashion Needs the Art World More Than Ever. And I think it is because of the start of the Art Basel in Miami Beach that this article has come out, and it talks about how important the art world is to fashion. In fact, it talks about how Art Basel Miami Beach has become a cultural tentpole that attracts America's wealthiest and is evolving an art customer base that may prove to be key in reversing the luxury downturn. When we are talking about art and when we are talking about fashion, there is nothing separate between both art and fashion. In fact, fashion has always drawn inspiration from the art world, and the greats that we remember today, whether it is Alexander McQueen or John Galliano or Dries Van Noten, they've always drawn their inspiration from their art world, and most of their collections are seamless between art and fashion. Given that, we do know that art and fashion are intertwined, and art will always be the base that fashion can look back to when it's trying to stabilize itself. And next, what I wanted to discuss with you is also in the same line, wherein it has been announced that Richard Mille is going to be in a long term partnership with the Metropolitan Museum of Modern Art. When we are talking about Richard Mille, we'd also like to share with you that in 2021, Richard Mille Art Prize was announced, which also aimed at supporting artists who are pushing the boundaries of contemporary art. So, this series is turning out to be more of an art and fashion combination, and how the art world is always the bedrock towards which fashion and other categories within the fashion and luxury can look back to for stabilizing and for growing. And in the last segment of this video, which talks about the important headlines of the day, we wanted to share with you the trend report that was released by Pinterest. Pinterest has released the 2025 trend report, and it talks about what are going to be the important trends that we will see in 2025. Given that they have a lot of people who are looking into trends, who are pinning, who are planning their weddings, who are planning their mood boards, Pinterest does know that there are these things which are going to highlight what we are going to be seeing in 2025. And it has released this 2025 trends report, and somehow for me it feels like this video has turned out to be a collaboration between fashion, trends, and luxury, and everything kind of leads to art. So when I discuss with you the 2025 trends report, you will also see an inspiration as to how art does inspire almost everything in our lives. That said, let's do a deep dive into what the 2025 trends reports are going to be as per Pinterest. Now, there is an important thing that I would like to mention out here, given that we are going to be discussing these trends, and I'm going to share with you a couple of trends that I found really nice. What we can do later on is, and I've not done this before, so I don't know if 2024 trends really panned out as to how Pinterest predicted those. But in 2026, at the start of 2026, let's see what the trends were which Pinterest did predict, and did those trends didn't materialize, or most of the trends did not pan out. I'll share my screen and then let's do a deep dive into what those trends are which Pinterest says are going to be really important for 2025. Herein you can see that it says that stay ahead of culture with our not yet trending report featuring the breakout trends for 2025. At the left out here, you can see all the trends have been named differently. For example, cherry coated, aura beauty, rococo revival, and it ends with nesting parties. There are a few trends that I wanted to share with you. So let's start with cherry coated. Now, this is a trend which is already popular, and I have seen a lot of celebrities choosing burgundy color and burgundy with leather so as to kind of make an impact in terms of their appearances. And I'll share with you a couple of those appearances which most of the celebrities have made. And so we already know that this particular trend is on spot, and this particular trend is already something that we are seeing even in 2024. Moving further, we see aura beauty has been a titled trend, and herein it focuses on makeup, and I do agree with that. We are seeing this trend, especially in terms of makeup, especially with Gen Z. Moving on, there is Rococo revival, and when we are talking about this trend, pearls are always going to be popular. So I agree with this also, and you will see a lot of pearls being incorporated into different things, whether it is decoration, whether it is your jewelry. Then we see sea witchery. Here also pearls are going to be something which I'm going to focus on, and we are already seeing that pearls are making a comeback. Then we have surreal stories. And when we talk about surreal stories, given the fact that Schiaparelli has become popular and the go-to designer in terms of most of the celebrities, so we can say that this is a trend which we are already seeing a revival of, and this is going to continue in 2025 also. Then we have castle core, and especially in terms of decor, we will see castle core come back. I'm not sure how much it is going to come back in terms of your outfits, but yes, in terms of decor, we might see castle core come back. When we are talking about dolled up, let's not forget Barbie core. So, given that Barbie core is and has been trending for the last couple of months, we will see a continuation of the same. We'll just see a variation of the Barbie core trend, and maybe the dolled core trend, which they are suggesting, is going to materialize in 2025. Lastly, what I wanted to share with you was the mixed maximalist trend. I do agree that we will see this particular trend also materialize in 2025, especially in terms of decor. This is what I feel are going to be the important trends for 2025. And given the entire report of 2025 trends by Pinterest, these are some of the trends that I wanted to share with you, that I wanted to discuss with you. And this also brings us to an end of our video wherein we discuss with you the important headlines of the day. I hope you have enjoyed this video, but do stay tuned in for the important headlines for tomorrow. While wrapping up this video, I would like to share that there are so many important news that when you talk about in terms of sharing, in terms of important headlines, especially when there are things which are seemingly materially more important. For example, what has happened with the France parliament, what has happened with South Korean parliament. But given that we focus only and only on what is important in terms of fashion, luxury business, beauty, and private equity and venture capital in all these sectors, fashion, beauty, luxury. So those were the things that, even though I felt like those should be discussed, I really did not have a medium to discuss that. And somehow you would have a lot of other people who feature on those things and who feature on those things in much more detail than what I can share with you. However, given the importance of those things today, I really did want to mention that before closing this video. So that's all from me for today. Do stay tuned in for more. Thank you.